untouched by humans.
It's okay.
They could take a young cat, but instead they're willing to take this cat with heart disease or this diabetic and care for it, knowing it's going to break their hearts.
It never hurts to be reminded. Animals with some of the worst problems can bring out the best in people.
The classic pepper position.
Richard Schlesinger, CBS News, Ringo's, New Jersey.
Thanks for joining us this half hour. This is CBS News Up to the Minute.
President's new stimulus plan?
We're not looking for a handout.
Keep their steel town from becoming a ghost town? Tonight on the CBS Evening News. CBS News.
Accurate, dependable. CBS 4 weather. You can count on it.
We can't afford distractions and we cannot afford delays.
Venture capitalist President Obama visits Capitol Hill today to push his stimulus plan. War and peace. A new round of Middle East diplomacy begins as fresh fighting breaks out. And aid is enough, and then some. A California woman gives birth to octuplets.
At first, a little shocking for maybe 1 or 2 seconds.
He thought it was a bad joke. Tell the truth.
This is the CBS Morning News for Tuesday, January 27, 2009.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Michelle Geelan. Octuplets born in California are all in stable condition this morning. The 6 boys and 2 girls were delivered by cesarean section in just 5 minutes. Mary Beth McDade of our Los Angeles station KCBS reports.
Today we had an unprecedented, very exciting day in our operating room and labor delivery.
Unprecedented indeed. This is only the second time in this country that a mother has given birth to octuplets. Doctors here at Kaiser Permanente in Bellflower were only anticipating 7.
I was right there, taking care of, we thought was the last baby. And then Dr. Henry says, oh, we have 1 more. And it was at first a little shocking for maybe 1 or 2 seconds.
He thought it was a bad joke. Tell the truth.
A team of 46 doctors and medical staff have been practicing for this big day for several months. They say Monday's scheduled C-section went off without a hitch. All 6 boys and 2 girls were delivered within 5 minutes.
We have been following this patient since her first trimester in pregnancy. She came under my care at 23 weeks gestation. She ended up delivering by cesarean section at approximately 30.5 weeks.
The preemies weigh from 1 pound 8 ounces to 3 pounds 4 ounces. Doctors tell us they'll need to stay in incubators for the next several weeks while their lungs develop. As for Mom, they say she remains strong as she has through her whole pregnancy.
She is very excited that she got all these babies and the babies are looking good so far.
The mother was actually able to witness all her little miracles enter this world. She was given a spinal anesthesia and so was awake for the whole process. And get this, she plans to nurse all 8 babies. For now in Bellflower, Mary Beth McDade for CBS News.
Now to the economy. On the heels of more staggering unemployment news, President Obama heads to Capitol Hill today to try to drum up Republican support for his massive economic stimulus plan. In the words of the president, the government needs to act with urgency. Joel Brown's in Washington with more. Joel, good morning.
Hi, Michelle. Good morning to you. Yeah, this economic stimulus package by President Obama could become the largest federal expenditure in this nation's history. So he comes to Capitol Hill today, he says, not just to lobby Republicans, but to listen too. President Obama is courting Republicans this morning in a strong push for his stimulus plan. He'll meet with leaders from both chambers before Senate hearings on the package begin. With a House vote set for Wednesday, the president says he's eager to hear ideas from the GOP, but he's still demanding swift action from Congress.
Every day, the economic picture is darkening.
Just 1 week after taking office, President Obama is tackling a financial crisis that worsens by the day. 50,000 people got pink slips on Monday. Among the hardest hit companies, Sprint, Pfizer, Caterpillar, and Home Depot.
We know what's going on in the economy, so I can't blame Home Depot. It had to be somebody.
One person who does have a job amidst this tidal wave of cuts is newly confirmed Treasury Secretary Timothy Geithner, and it's clear he'll have his work cut out for him.
At this moment of challenge and crisis, Tim's work and the work of the entire Treasury Department must begin at once.
The president stood by Geithner's side as he was sworn in.
Our agenda, Mr. President, is to move quickly to help you do what the country asks you to do, to launch the programs that will bring economic recovery sooner.
With his economic team finally in place, the president hopes he can swing passage of the stimulus plan by mid-February. So this meeting of the minds between the new president and Republican lawmakers should get underway around noon today. The White House says President Obama looks forward to the chance to defend and discuss his economic plan. I'm sure there'll be a lot of both, Michelle.
All right, Joel, what, if anything, have the Democrats said could possibly be on the table for compromise?
Well, there's things like this. There's legislation in the House bill that allocates stimulus money to low-income family planning programs. Republicans have been all over it, criticizing it as pork that has no business in an economic recovery plan. The Democrats have signaled that they may be willing to take that out, but it may take more than that to get the kind of bipartisan support that at least the president is looking for, Michelle.
Joel Brown in Washington. Joel, thanks. On the CBS News Money Watch, big gains for Japan's stock market this morning. Claire Lake is in New York with more. Claire, good morning.
Good morning to you, Michelle. Asian markets surged overnight as investors cheered an upbeat earnings forecast from British bank Barclays. Japan's benchmark Nikkei soared 5%. Hong Kong was still closed for the Chinese Lunar New Year. Now on Wall Street, the Dow does start the day up 38 points. The Nasdaq begins with a gain of 12 points. Investors are bracing for more earnings news from Dow components DuPont and Verizon today. Yahoo rolls out its results after the bell. Now, two key economic reports are also due out. January consumer confidence is expected to hold steady at an all-time low, and a closely watched home price index for November is expected to show steep declines. And as Joel mentioned, America's biggest companies took the axe to 50,000 jobs yesterday. Let's take a closer look at them by the numbers. In a bloodbath of pink slips, Caterpillar cut the deepest, slashing 20,000 jobs, 18% of its workforce. The Peoria-based equipment company, which did $51 billion in business last year, expects to do only $40 billion this year. Pharmaceutical giant Pfizer will cut 19,000 jobs as it merges with Wyeth. Sprint Nextel, 8,000. Home Depot, 7,000. The job losses are now coming from every corner of the economy. The unemployment rate now at 7.2% will continue to rise, says Standard & Poor's, and could hit 9% early next year. Now, Citigroup plans to offer top executives a pricey perk. The company, which got a $45 billion taxpayer bailout, is said to be moving ahead with plans to buy a $50 million corporate jet. Citigroup had no comment, but Michigan Senator Carl Levin called on the Obama administration to block the purchase. Michelle?
All right. Well, what about for homeowners? There's some new news on interest rates. What's going on?
Yeah, you know what? That's right. The Federal Reserve is entering uncharted territory today as it begins its two-day meeting on interest rates this morning. After slashing interest rates to near zero at its last meeting in December, it's going to be looking at new unconventional ways to free up lending. Of course, investors will be paying close attention to the Fed's statement, which will be released tomorrow. Michelle?
Okay, Claire Lake here in New York. Claire, thanks. Just ahead on the morning news, the Mideast ceasefire on thin ice. Plus, Illinois' embattled governor hits the media circuit.
The fix is in, and I'll soon join, unfortunately, the legions of others who are losing their jobs in our country.
First, Katie Kirk has a preview of tonight's CBS Evening News.
They lost everything when America's steel industry went bust, but is this small community about to get a second chance? What's giving them hope for the future tonight? Only on the CBS Evening News.
For tough stains, it's the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. It cleans food from the microwave and shoe scuffs from the floor. It erases soap scum from the bathtub. Then it's on to patio chairs and even car wheels. The Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. Discover 1,001 places to clean. Pass it on.
Attention, diabetics with Medicare.
If you're a diabetic, I have news that could change your life. USA Medical has a new and nearly pain-free way to test your blood glucose. No more painful finger pricks. This new meter allows you to test on your arm or your palm, and it's virtually pain-free. But that's not all. it talks.
Your blood glucose reading is 97.
Seeing and hearing your reading helps confirm accuracy. Best of all, USA Medical will send you one.
I made the call. USA Medical handled everything. The meter and my testing supplies showed up at the front door. Couldn't be easier.
With USA Medical, you can get all your diabetic supplies delivered to your door. They pay shipping, they work with Medicare and your doctors, and they handle the paperwork.
I don't test on my fingers anymore. I use my arm and I can barely feel it. And I love how this meter talks to me.
Your blood glucose reading is 103.
Change the way you test. Call USA Medical.
Amazing holidays. I shopped, I cooked, I ate, and now I'm a little irregular.
Don't you eat Activia?
Nah, it's just me.
Well, then it's time for a new you. Take the Activia New You Challenge now. It works or it's free.
Activia. Make sure you grind in some fresh pepper.
Nothing completes a meal like the fresh taste and aroma of McCormick grinders.
Susie, where's the pepper?
I'll do it.
Thank you.
Grinders from McCormick, the taste you trust.
There's trouble along the Israeli-Gaza border this morning. It's the first significant fighting between Israeli troops and Palestinian militants since the ceasefire went into effect last week. The reports an Israeli soldier was killed by an explosive device and that a Palestinian died from Israeli fire. The newly appointed U.S. Middle East envoy, George Mitchell, arrives in Cairo today, the first stop on an 8-day mission to the region. During a meeting with Mitchell and Secretary of State Hillary Clinton yesterday, President Obama said peace in the Middle East is important to the U.S. Later in his first formal interview as president with an Arabic cable TV network, Mr. Obama said it's important to get engaged right away.
What I've told him is start by listening, because all too often the United States starts by dictating in the past on some of these issues, and we don't always know all the factors that are involved. So let's listen. He's going to be speaking to all the major parties involved, and he will then report back to me. From there, we will formulate a specific response. Ultimately, we cannot tell either the Israelis or the Palestinians what's best for them.
Mr. Obama said he's certain progress can be made. When the impeachment trial of Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich resumes this morning, an FBI agent is scheduled to testify, and covert, allegedly incriminating recordings of Blagojevich will be played. The governor did not attend yesterday's opening session. He was making his case on TV. Cynthia Bowers reports.
By the time Rod Blagojevich's impeachment trial opened in Springfield,
Let me make this perfectly clear. I didn't do anything wrong.
the governor was already well into his efforts to upstage it with a series of high-profile TV appearances.
It's on a wiretape. Did you say those things?
Well, I think that whatever the tapes are, they're going to come out and they'll speak for themselves.
He insists he's innocent, but the impeachment rules won't let him prove it, and he refuses to resign on principle.
For me to resign would be in many ways a way to disgrace my children. That's what they're doing in Illinois, and that's why I'm here in New York, because this is much bigger than me or Illinois. Good morning.
When asked about those profanity-laced FBI wiretaps in which Blagojevich allegedly is heard trying to sell, among other things, Barack Obama's Senate seat, he says the full story has yet to come out.
Taking snippets of conversations out of context, take things out of context. I think you're taking something like that out of context.
Back in Springfield, in a far more solemn setting,
The governor has failed to appear or to answer the article of impeachment, either in person or by counsel.
the governor insists there's no point.
I know the fix is in, and I'll soon join, unfortunately, the legions of others who are losing their jobs in our country.
But many believe this media blitz is not about trying to keep this job. It's about trying to keep out of jail, an attempt to influence potential jurors in advance of a criminal corruption trial that could send him to prison.
He's clearly trying to create a reasonable doubt in people's minds. It usually doesn't work with a politician who's got this much baggage, but it may be the only play he has right now.
Playing to the people, which may help explain Blagojevich's revelation that he actually considered offering Barack Obama's Senate seat to Illinois' favorite celebrity, Oprah Winfrey, who said on Monday that this was the first she had heard of it, that she would have turned him down, but that she was greatly amused by the whole thing. Cynthia Bowers, CBS News, Springfield.
And later this morning, Governor Rod Blagojevich stops by the Early Show for a live interview. Straight ahead, your Tuesday morning weather, and in sports, the Thunder try to rattle the Jets in New Jersey.
It's a 2-on-1, and Wilcox with the finish.
Slim Fast with HC4 controls hunger up to 4 hours, so you can kick some cravings and your first 10 pounds. Get started at slimfast.com.
Tired of morning coming in the middle of the night? Ask your prescriber about 2-layer Ambien CR. The first layer dissolves quickly to help you fall asleep, and unlike other sleep aids, a second dissolves slowly to help you stay asleep. Until you know how Ambien CR will affect you, you shouldn't drive or operate machinery. Plan to devote 7 to 8 hours to sleep before being active. Sleepwalking and eating or driving while not fully awake with amnesia for the event have been reported. In rare cases, severe allergic reactions can occur. If you experience any of these behaviors or reactions, contact your doctor immediately. Side effects may include next-day drowsiness, dizziness, and headache. It's non-narcotic and can be taken for as long as your prescriber recommends. Like most sleep aids, it has some risk of dependency. Don't take it with alcohol. To wake up ready for your day, ask your prescriber for 2-layer Ambien CR.
Pepper and some choice.
Welcome to Chili's.
Try Chili's Triple Dipper Dinner. Choose your 3 dippable favorites, like our new Chicken Crisper Bites, Big Mouth Bites, and classic Southwestern Egg Rolls. 9 craveable options to choose from. Build your perfect meal, only $9.99. Pepper and some Chili's.
Here's a look at the weather in some cities around the country. New York, cloudy, 31. Miami, sunny, 82. Chicago, 19. Denver, 10. Los Angeles, sunny and cool at 59. Time now for a check on the national forecast. The latest satellite picture shows that gray skies extend all the way from the southern plains to the mid-Atlantic coastline, while the northeast has remained generally clear. Later today, snow and sleet will be spreading across the Ohio Valley and central Appalachians, with the northeast turning snowy later tonight. Freezing rain will continue to ice the Tennessee Valley and southern plains. It'll be very cold across the northern plains and Rockies. Floridians, though, they're lucky with temps in the 80s. In sports, the Heat and American Andy Roddick proved too much for the Australian Open's reigning champ. Serbian Novak Djokovic needed a medical break in the third set as temperatures soared above 120 degrees. He was trailing in the fourth set when he said he couldn't continue, sending Roddick into the semifinals. In the NBA, Oklahoma City was in search of its 10th win of the season. Kevin Durant went coast to coast to lead a 14-0 run in the fourth quarter. He scored 9 of his 18 points in that quarter as the Thunder rumbled past New Jersey, 94-85. Houston's Aaron Brooks got socked in the face in the first quarter at New York. That was Danilo Gallinari's knee. Yikes. Well, Wilson Chandler came off the bench to score 18 points as the Knicks beat the Yao Ming-less Rockets 104-98. And the teams and their hardware have reached the site of Sunday's Super Bowl. The Arizona Cardinals arrived in Tampa, Florida yesterday in their quest for their first title, and the Pittsburgh Steelers also reached Tampa in search of their 6th Lombardi trophy. When we return, another look at this morning's top stories and an 8th baby surprise. Doctors are surprised in the OR.
There, taking care of, we thought was the last baby, and then Dr. Henry says, oh, we have one more.
Okay, listen up. I'm here to get the lady of the house back on her feet. OJ, veggies, you're cool. Mayo, corn dogs, you are so out of here. Cause I'm reworking the menu, keeping her healthy and you on your toes.
The complete balanced nutrition of Ensure, with 24 vitamins and minerals, antioxidants, and omega-3s.
I see you, Cupcake. Ensure, nutrition in charge.
I think most people here suffer from dry skin. Hands, arms, feet. For me, I feel like Vaseline's given me a lot more moisture and my skin's in a lot better condition than it normally has been. I think that kind of speaks for itself.
Prescription strength without the prescription. New Vaseline Clinical Therapy.
Luxurious fragrance and softness for you and your clothes. Indulge your senses with new Snuggle Creme Fabric Softener.
All new, Dr. Oz reports why America's kids are fat.
Number one most important bit of advice I can give you.
Go inside the school cafeteria and see what they really eat.
I don't know how to stop.
What you can begin to do now.
Step number one, look up here.
How to pack a low-cal lunch your kids are gonna like. Pop quiz.
French fries or tater tot? Regular bacon or turkey bacon?
What's healthier?
Isn't that a shockaroonie?
The hidden truth about fast food.
What?
Next Oprah.
Today at 4 on CBS 4.
Hello, I'm Evan Melby, owner of the 25,000-acre Melby Ranch Properties in southern Colorado. We just opened a new subdivision of 5 and 10-acre lots. 5-acre lots will sell for $13,000. 10-acre lots will sell for $23,000. Owner will finance 20% off for cash. We are 2 miles from Smith Lake, 4 miles from the base of Mount Blanca. Call for a free video. 1-888-316-LAND.
On the CBS Morning News, here's a look at today's weather. A mixture of snow and sleet will spread across the Ohio Valley and central Appalachians, while freezing rain ices the Tennessee Valley and southern plains. The Northeast can expect snow tonight. Here's another look at this morning's top stories. President Obama meets with Republican lawmakers on Capitol Hill today to push his $825 billion economic stimulus plan. The House could vote on the measure this week. And newly appointed U.S. Middle East envoy George Mitchell begins an 8-day trip to the region today. This morning, there was fighting between Israelis and Palestinian militants along the Gaza border. As we mentioned, those octuplets born in California are all doing well this morning, but one of the 8 babies was actually a surprise. Meg Oliver reports.
Doctors couldn't help but look like proud parents as they announced the successful delivery of the country's second set of octuplets.
All live born, very vigorous. It was a truly, truly amazing delivery.
Made even more so by the fact that doctors only thought they'd deliver 7.
Yes, it was a shock, especially with finding the 8th baby. It was, my eyes were definitely wide.
Quite easy to miss a baby when you have 7, when you're anticipating 7. It's extremely difficult to perform an ultrasound.
46 doctors and nurses were on hand for the delivery at Kaiser Permanente in Bellflower, California. They practiced the procedure and say the C-section was thankfully uneventful and quick, lasting a mere 5 minutes. There are no photos yet. The family hopes to remain anonymous. The first case of American octuplets occurred 10 years ago in Houston, Texas. Their father called it a blessing.
I'm excited and grateful to God.
In their first decade, they have thrived and are developing normally. A fact borne out by Icam, one of the 2 boys who in typical fashion described what it's like to have 5 sisters.
Not fun. Very, very annoying.
Back in California, doctors say the first 3 days are critical, with the smallest baby weighing only 1 pound 8 ounces, the biggest at 3 pounds 4 ounces. Doctors will be keeping vigil. Meg Oliver, CBS News, New York.
And a 111-year-old reptile is the proud father of 11 new babies. The little hatchlings were born at a museum in New Zealand. The father is an endangered reptile that resembles a lizard. His name is Henry. His keepers say Henry became a father after removal of a cancerous tumor. The tuatara reptile species can live as long as 250 years, and they descend from reptiles that walked the earth with the dinosaurs 225 million years ago. This morning on The Early Show, Dave Price is in St. Louis with more on the Midwest storm. I'm Michelle Gielan, and this is the CBS Morning News.
Amazing holidays. I shopped, I cooked, I ate, and now I'm a little irregular.
Don't you eat Activia?
No, it's just me.
Well, then it's time for a new you. Take the Activia New You Challenge now. It works or it's free.
Activia. Let Friskies Select Indoor unlock the freshness and freedom of the outdoors for your indoor cat. Each delectable entree is bursting with high-quality protein, plus wholesome grain and garden greens. Friskies, feed the senses.
Headaches know the instant your body is stressed, tired, and running on empty. Tylenol Rapid Release Gels work with your body to silence headache pain fast by releasing medicine fast. So you don't just feel better, you feel better fast.
Are you one of the 47 million Americans who have no health insurance? If you've avoided getting health insurance because you think it's too expensive or you don't qualify, think again. Synergy Health Preferred is health insurance, and you qualify regardless of most pre-existing conditions. Coverage is very affordable, for a little more than $5 a day for individuals and $10 a day for an entire family. And best of all, with the Synergy Health Preferred plan, you are free to choose your own doctors and hospitals. This health insurance plan includes coverage for doctors, hospitals, accidents, pregnancy, labs, diagnostics, emergencies, and more. Synergy Health Preferred even covers surgery with no deductibles and no annual limits. Enroll today and you'll receive Synergy Health's prescription program at no additional cost. Thousands of people like you already enjoy excellent coverage for a little more than $5 a day. Don't wait another day.
Call 1-800-390-9813 today.
Year after year, decade after decade, we've chosen delay over decisive action. Rigid ideology has overruled sound science. Special interests have overshadowed common sense.
President Obama is tackling environmental issues. Yesterday, he called on the EPA to revisit a ruling blocking individual states from setting up their own automobile emission standards. Mr. Obama says the time for change in U.S. energy policy is now.
I cannot promise a quick fix. No single technology or set of regulations will get the job done. But we will commit ourselves to steady, focused, pragmatic pursuit of an America that is freed from our energy dependence and empowered by a new energy economy that puts millions of our citizens to work.
Mr. Obama also ordered the Transportation Department to set new fuel economy standards for cars beginning in the model year 2011. The president's action is good news to more than a dozen states, including California. They've been trying to institute tougher emissions laws for years, but have hit a brick wall on Capitol Hill. Ben Tracy reports.
In its drive to crack down on air pollution, California has waged a 4-year battle with Washington in the auto industry. Now, it just might win.
For too long, Washington has been asleep at the wheel when it comes to the environment. Now, California finally has a partner and an ally in Washington.
California has wanted permission to set the most stringent standard in the nation on tailpipe emissions to reduce pollution.
It looks like a haze, and it's a little bit hard to breathe. Makes your throat a little scratchy.
The federal government requires cars and light trucks to get at least 35 miles per gallon by 2020. California's plan would mandate 42.5 miles per gallon by the same year, cutting greenhouse gas pollution by a whopping 49% more than the federal standard would.
I think the more stringent, the better.
At least 13 other states also want to adopt California's tougher regulations. The Bush administration said meeting the California standard could cost the struggling auto industry more than $100 billion. But officials here in California say they base their plan on technology the automakers already have.
Off-the-shelf existing technologies like variable valve timing and more efficient air conditioners, to put these in the new cars that will be sold in the future.
Today, the auto industry, now relying on government money to stay in business, is trying to make nice.
We want to move forward in finding a way to bridge the concerns of both the states and the federal government with this new leadership and chart out a new path forward.
And with the new president calling for decisive action on cleaning up the air, environmentalists in California are starting to breathe easier. Ben Tracy, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And that is the CBS Morning News for this Tuesday. Thanks for being here with us. We hope you'll join us later for the early show. I'm Michelle Geelan. Have a great day.
For news 24 hours a day, log on to cbsnews.com.
CBS News is very good news.
Coming up, Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich on the questions you want answered, boycotting his trial, Oprah for Senate, and the explicit wiretaps. Coming up on The Early Show.
Will the president's new stimulus plan,
we're not looking for a handout,
keep their steel town from becoming a ghost town? Tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Without a Trace, tonight on CBS.
Accurate, dependable. CBS 4 weather. You can count on it.
Good Tuesday morning to you. I'm Jawan Strader.
And I'm Cynthia Demas. Here's what's making news right now.
There is no parent. I don't care what the zip code is. There is no parent who wants to cry the way these parents are crying.
Stop the violence. We're live with what the South Florida community is doing today to stop the fighting in the streets.
The economic picture is darkening. What President Obama will do today to get the ball moving on his stimulus plan.
And looking for the best bargain, the best overall, and want to avoid the dirtiest hotels in South Florida? The 2009 Traveler's Choice Awards are out this morning.
CBS 4 News this morning begins right now.
From Miami-Dade, Broward, and the Keys, this is South Florida's CBS 4 News.
Good morning to you. Right now, it's just before 5 a.m. on Tuesday, January 27th. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jawan Strader in for Jim Barry.
You had so much fun yesterday, you came back.
I decided to come back and join you.
Well, glad to have you. I'm Cynthia Demas. Lisette Gonzalez is here now with our first forecast. How's it going, Lisette?
Oh, it's going great. We've been enjoying gorgeous weather the past couple of days, and the pattern will continue. Jawan and Cynthia, good morning to all of you at home. Right now, look at the map. Temperatures a little bit milder than yesterday. 72 in Fort Lauderdale, 69 in Miami, 66 in West Kendall, and a nice breeze out of the east. Winds right now 10 to 14 miles an hour with an onshore flow. Keep in mind, slight risk of rip currents throughout the day today at the beaches if you are going to be headed out there to cool down, because it is going to be another warm one. 79 degrees the high, warm with a mix of sun and clouds this evening. A comfy breeze, 74 degrees. So will the warm weather stick around for much longer? We do have some changes on the way associated with a big ice storm that's pushing across the country. I'll have details on that and what that could mean for your traveling. But right now, if you're going to be traveling, hop in your car. Christina Loren going to let you know what's going on with your traffic. Good morning.
Good Tuesday morning to you, Lisette. Good morning to you at home. No accidents to start the show out. That's some good news for you. We do have some construction to tell you about, though. And construction will continue, it looks like, throughout the week. This is an ongoing project, you know, where I-75 comes together with I-595. 2 lanes blocked there this morning. Give yourself some extra time if you're headed that way. And that's mostly affecting the eastbound lanes up in Broward County. That construction slated to wrap up before we hit about 6:30 this morning. Meanwhile, we have more construction to tell you about up in Broward County. The Deerfield Beach Mainline Toll Plaza. This is an ongoing project as well. Expect off-peak delays here, and the project is expected to wrap up, in the middle of April. We'll keep you posted. For CBS 4 Traffic, I'm Christina Loren.
First this morning, stop the violence. That's the message from the Liberty City community.
Yeah, they're outraged by this weekend's mass shootings, one of the worst in South Florida's history. Tonight, the Liberty City community will hold a Warriors for Change rally. CBS 4's Lee Davalos is live outside the Miami